Hey, Lucy Cat. Hey, wee Scottish Mom. How are y'all today? It was another early day for me. I got up really early. I just figured we would just talk about some stuff today. Nothing, we don't have to stay on topic with anything. Just talk about different stuff. I thought it was very interesting. Michael Jackson, hey, Squirrely Girl. Michael Jackson just had a birthday, and Paris didn't go on social media to celebrate her father's birthday, and there were people sending her unalive threats. Why you gotta do that? Why? They're Jehovah Witness. They don't celebrate birthdays anyway. Jeez, people. Hey, Carrie. It went really good, Lucy Cat. It went really good. My other doctor was in there today. I love her. So I was really glad. Um, hey, crazy chicken lady. So yeah, the appointment went really good, and I really don't have anything planned. So we're just gonna pull up what I have. It's one of those days, y'all. We're just gonna pull it up and see what Remancom has for the day. Now, what'd you say about Michael Jackson, Lucy Cat? Oh, yeah, that was yesterday. It went really good. You just missed, I think you missed the first part of the live yesterday where I was filling everybody in on that. The MRI went really good. It was all that pre-registering and crap. It was like, whatever, whatever, whatever. All right. So, y'all know I like Tia. Tia the kitty cat. Love me some Tia the kitty cat. So, Tia was mentioning something that white boy Rick seemed to feel the need to do. So I thought maybe I would try to find it, and we would see what is upsetting Tia. We don't want Tia upset. I like Tia. All right. It had something to do with, I thought she said, wait, why does he have Don Wells is in custody from 2 days ago? All right. This is what Tia was talking about. I have not watched this, you guys. And you guys know how I am. Hey, Janice. Hey, Cherokee girl. Hey, Vic. All right. All right. Let me share it with you guys. And I'm telling you guys, I have not watched this. Remain Calm does not know how she's going to react to this at all. Hey, One-Way Street. Did you see they found human remains in Seaverville? I'm not saying it's summer, but it's only an hour from Rogerville on Interstate 81, which is what Don said he drove. Wow, Carrie, that's interesting. But did they say if it was an adult or a child? A bad joke? Are you talking about him saying that Don was in jail a couple days ago? That was a bad joke? Don't joke about that, white boy. You would have had tons of people coming. Don's in jail. Woohoo! Well, let's see what this guy has to say. I heard it wasn't a very good thing. And I'm using this under the Fair Use Act. So I will explain my channel. Opinions and theories with no repercussions. I'm here to commentate. If it's educational, then that's a plus for y'all. Okay? I say in my opinion a lot. I try to let you know where hearsay comes in. Okay? There's a lot of trigger warnings. A lot. So I just started putting them in the title. Okay? Just put them in the title. Put in there that there's a little bit of cursy words. But y'all know I usually just say fuck, right? I don't really use a lot of other cursy words. So, hey, Brown Girl 72. Yes, girl, this is a low budget channel for sure. All right, let's hear what this Yahoo's got to say.
Hey, what's going on? I want to talk about Nana's Angels.
Why?
First and foremost, shout out to the ladies' family. Shout out to the ladies' family. Couple things I want to talk about with this death of the YouTuber Nana's Angel.
Yeah, go ahead, white boy.
Two things. Keep seeing on YouTube, people say, we talk about these cases, and there's so much that goes on with these cases. And these cases, the stress level. Look here, man. If you can't take the information the media's given you and the information TBI has given you and just repeat it in the way that you present it as a YouTuber, if you can't take it and do that, but rather go down these conspiracy theories until the point your blood pressure's getting raised so high that you croak.
What? Did he really say the C word? I was kind of agreeing with him there for a minute. I was like, yeah, go by what you're being told by law enforcement. Absolutely. But us as YouTubers, I don't even know if I call myself a YouTuber, you guys. But all those other people who are real YouTubers, creators create, white boy. I've seen some of your creations, only a couple. But don't ever use the C word when someone has passed on. Just a little lesson from Remain Calm today. And white boy, my pressure's already rising.
Well, hey, it's time for you to knit a sweater,
What?
play Sudoku, or maybe a crossword puzzle instead of that.
What the fuck did he just say? Knit a sweater? Or a crossword puzzle? Instead of putting out what you feel in your heart, or putting out, I'm not going to say that everybody doesn't put out misinformation. It definitely happens. But when your heart is truly in talking about a 5-year-old child, who the fuck gives you permission to dictate to any female? Because you're coming at females. I know it. I can feel it in my blood. Why don't you tell Benny Keys to freaking knit a sweater? I bet he could rock one out. Right? Oh, my Lord. Hey, Sassy Ann.
Now, to the woman supporters, this would be a good time for me to do a low ball.
A low ball?
But that's not me. It's not me.
Oh, what the fuck ever, white boy.
I send condolences to the family.
Yeah. Okay.
However, what if I was not to take the facts and information of what is known of her passing and rather every single night attack her family, make up a wild conspiracy theory?
Ooh, I get what he's doing. I get it. He's talking about Don and Candace. Hey, Nico. I get it, dude. But let me tell you something. No, I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to let you go on, okay?
Night after night, day after day, year after year. Would people appreciate that? No, they wouldn't. And no, I won't do that. I would never do that. I just ask, why is it okay for others to take a situation where you have plenty of information, go outside the boundaries of the facts, paint?
We have to go outside the boundaries of the facts. Because your friend Don Wells and his wife Candace Wells are liars, in my opinion. Liar. A liar's a liar. It doesn't matter how you spell it. Okay? Now, I'm sure Nana was very upset with him. I'm sure she was.
People guilty, not innocent before proven guilty, but all the way guilty.
I think, especially on my channel, we always say, we don't know if they're innocent. We don't know if they're guilty. But we know what they've showed us. Sorry, doesn't make them look very good. Oh, I'm commentating on White Boy Rick. I'm sorry. I don't know why I call him White Boy Rick. White Boy Lockdown Radio.
It is not okay for you to do it in that case. So when the foot is on, when the shoe's on the other foot, and someone, you know, I don't know how the woman passed. I don't know.
No, we don't
And
know.
frankly, I don't care.
Because
But I'm sure.
I'm sorry. You should care about people and their passing.
There's some factual information out there. What if I was to attack her family?
Well, you go ahead and try, White Boy. Because I think you have a lot of people coming for you. I think so.
Say that they deserve to be in prison. Make a channel behind it. I'd be.
Well, did I make a channel out of saying that they deserve to be in prison? I don't think my channel was made out of wanting Don and Candace to go to prison. Dude, they can put themselves in prison right now with the shit they've said, and they know about each other. That's just my opinion. And I'm not even psychic. I ain't even psychic. Oh, yeah, he's looking real dapper, isn't he?
Dead wrong. No pun intended.
Oh, that's nasty, White Boy.
It's a lesson to learn on everything. Life is too short.
It is.
Take your time seriously.
Okay.
I gotta go because I got a job. I'm not a professional panhandler. I don't sit around the internet all day.
My. Let me tell you something, White Boy. This person will sit on YouTube all fucking day if I want to. And guess what? I don't make a dime. Not a freaking dime. I like my subs. I like my mods. I like everybody. Until you piss me off. Okay? I will say that. Hey, Lip Lock. Oh, there's Texas Brat. Terry, did I say hi to you? Terry B, did I say hi to you, Vic? I think I said hi to you, didn't I? Lily. I love that name, Lily. I really do. That is a cool name.
Talking about Don and Candace Wells.
What about them? Preach it, brother.
Value your relationships, your time. Be careful what you preach.
What? I just went over a crap load of content yesterday where Don was preaching to all of us. Satan is coming for you all.
Innocent until proven guilty. Rest in peace.
You're a dick, white boy. Pardon my French, YouTube. I'm not bullying anybody, okay? That's my opinion. Holy guacamole. What do you think about that, Pete? Come over here, tell us what you think, Pete. Just be careful. I don't want to get blocked. I don't want to get struck on YouTube. The guy's a dick. Well, that's your opinion, Pete. What'd he look like? Oh, I can't repeat that on YouTube, Pete. They will throw me off the whole YouTube universe. I know, Pete. All right, get back over there. You freaking worthless piece of air. Well, I won't tell you what Pete said about you, white boy. I keep wanting to call him White Boy Rick. White Boy Rick. But yes, I was saying Michael Jackson's birthday, 65. He was 65. Paris did not go on social media and extravagantly wish her dad a happy birthday. And people were sending her threats. Look at their religion, people. They do not celebrate birthdays. But I will say this. Who the fuck gets on YouTube and uses someone who's no longer with us to make a fucking video about it? Who the fuck does that? Jeezy Weezy. Maybe it's time he gets a life. He's nobody's boss and nobody gives a damn about his opinion. Says a voice for the innocent. Hey, Jojo Husky. I left him a nice comment on one of the videos. That's right. You get defellowshipped. Never seen an uncircumcised weenie talk before. I see. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Look, I know a lot of people did videos for Nana's Angels, and like I said about it, go over. I don't know how YouTube works. I don't know if somebody in her family can just pick up her channel like that. I don't know anything about it. But what I recommended was go over, leave comments, tell the family what you thought about her, something that she might have done for you. And other than that, you guys, I hadn't followed it that much at all. Because honestly, even if I found out exactly why she passed away, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not. Like I said, I had someone who knew Nana and me, and at the same time, because when I knew Nana was in the very beginning of her channel, and I always told her, I want to see you succeed. She was the type of person that you wanted to see succeed. Couple things come up. I'll put it this way. Somebody became a part of her life that I didn't feel was good for her, but I wasn't her. And, you know, I think our relationship kind of went down a little bit because of that person. And then it just, but I never wished harm on her at all, ever in my life. She was the first person whoever I was ever on their panel. I've always appreciated her for that. She did have a good heart. She had a good heart. No matter who was mad at her over what or anything like that, she had a very good heart. And she did struggle. And nobody needs to say a fucking thing about that at all. I mean, people do discuss facts about those parents. You just can't handle the fact that they have done some terrible things. You're right, boys for the innocent. We all truly believe they've done horrible, horrible things. And it's just the information that we've received over this period of time. And most of that information that has made us, I know me, believed that there's fucked up shit going on is when Don Wells opened his mouth. Right? When old Don decided he was going to give us a play-by-play of what he thought was happening with his daughter. The boys were taken, and what happened? There was a gag order placed on the boys' case. They wasn't allowed to talk about the boys, and from what Don said, they weren't allowed to discuss Summer. And what did Don do? He snuck and tried to talk to the oldest boy about his sister. Why? Why? I don't think it was. This is just my opinion. I think when he did that, in my opinion, I think it was an intimidation tactic. I think that he wanted to let the boys know, you watch what you say. But that's just my opinion, y'all. That's just my opinion. You guys can think about it however you want, for sure. The whole situation is a very, very sad situation. And look, there were times when I felt horrible for Candace being married to someone like Don. The control factor was very high. The DV was very high. They showed us all of that. They showed us that. We didn't ask to see it. They willingly showed us that. But then I had to look at the fact that Candace gave it. She gave it as good as she got. Who's got your nerves on edge today, Lucy Cat? Who, darling? Do I need to have a talk with somebody? I hope Eve is okay. I will find out right now. Thank you very much. A lot of times, her worker, her friend who comes in and helps her out, is there. All right, I texted her. Sometimes I like to just give her a break, even though she don't want it. Eve does not want a break. Sometimes I just like to give her a little break, because I love her. I love her. Oh. Well, you tell him that, what's he call me? That girl who cusses or whatever? Oh, with the potty mouth. You tell him the potty mouth lady's on, Lucy Cat. He better straighten up. But no. That was in bad taste, white boy. I mean, of all people, why did you feel like you had to come on and give us a life lesson like that? Inquiring minds want to know. I know, Flip Lock. She'll probably pop in here pretty soon if she don't have something going on. I know when there she is. I knew she'd pop on. Eve, you're fine, you're wonderful. I was just letting you enjoy your morning. Okay, AC, definitely prayers up for a friend of AC's. We are sending them through the galaxy as we speak. We all need to look, we're all older, okay? Most of my subscribers are older women. And we got it going on. I don't care what anybody says. We got it going on. But anywho, yes, we very much have to be careful with our health and get a checkup. But let me tell you guys something, and this is the truth. There are many older individuals about our age, because I think Myra might have been a couple years younger than me, who don't get government assistance and things like that. And also, a lot of us being older, if we've got something wrong with us, we don't rush to the doctor. We don't, anytime we got a sniffle, a earache, or a headache, or anything, we don't rush to a doctor. We don't. But, Texas Brat, my fibromyalgia and rheumatoid are both trying to kick in at the same time. Texas Brat, I was just talking about to my doctor about that this morning. Because they always ask what your pain level is, and I was like, well, right now it's probably at a 7. And she was like, I'm really surprised because a lot of people who I've seen today, their pain level's pretty high. And I know me personally because I have rheumatoid arthritis really bad. And when it starts getting chilly outside, the cold really plays havoc on my body. Really, really bad. But then I was like, it's supposed to be 90 next week. That's why people are getting sick. I also seen on the news that the Rona is elevating. So what artist are you talking about, Sassy Ann? Squirrely girl, are you stepping out? Who you stepping out on, girl? Hey, Cat's Eye. So yes, Remain Calm's gonna pull up her watch later list. I just thought I'd come and hang out with everybody. I do take care of all my stuff in the morning time. So by afternoon, I'm just hanging out. So no, y'all don't need to tell me I live on YouTube. Okay? And no, not John Davis. It was somebody else. Let's see what do I want to look at? I'll tell you what. Let's look at my writings. I've got another interview. And let me find it here. I think it was in the 90s. Of Jody Sue talking to Ziggy. And I was going to do it the other day, and I ended up doing an interview that before that. And, you know, I'm going to say this, and I've said it a lot of times before. Behavioral panel are the ones who mention the cornbread mafia, okay? Not Don, not Candace, not Tim Mullins, not anybody associated with the Wells. The behavioral panel did. Because Don was talking about the area, you know, those good old boys and these good old boys, and they were all, you know, always trying to up one another, things like that. And I believe I talked about, you know, you had, okay, you have what you call the uppers in the area. Now, these are the businessmen. These are the people with money. These are people affiliated with the town. And then you have the other side, which is, you know, not so good people. I have Candace is abrasive and could cause a ruckus. A great example of it is when she was thrown out of Walmart for saying someone should um uh I don't even know how to say it. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't even know what I can say anymore. Fuck, man. Okay. So anyhow, she said she was going to take care of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. So she was banned for life from Walmart, seeming as if she's still fighting her way out of nightmares from her youth. Her childhood seeming to be a life of SA abuse, her uncle being jailed for years for incest, being released soon after Summer got gone. She seemed to have no emotions and dispassionate to the cause, making her seem suspicious of everyone. So many claiming to be her friend for information and then turning on her. Now, at the time I wrote this, I think she was 39, so she's got to be older now. And then at the time, Dawn, I think had just turned 57, I want to say. So, you know, you can tell the age difference there. Out of one abusive, now I'm talking about Candace here. This is my writings, okay, you guys. This is just my writings, my opinion, how I looked at things that were being said and tried to put them together to the best of my ability. I am not a Candace fan, okay? Okay, Cat's Eye. Hey, JPO. Sassy Ann, did I say hi to you? Well, I'm saying hi now, girl. So, she seemed, she seemed not to be not being a mother a priority. She seemed not make being a mother a priority. Didn't have friends. That's why the end of her relationship was so devastating with Allie, allowing people to come to the property, not even knowing them. Now, this has been an interesting thing that this man named Vern talked about, right? Vern came up, and this was his opinion, okay? He said it was his opinion. Vern started talking I'm just going to say it. So forgive me, trigger warning. He seemed to believe that things were happening with Summer that was based on an hourly thing rate, right? And I'm sorry, you guys. I hate to even talk about these things. I really do, but they're out there. So, hey, Xena with Fire, you like Pete? That's old Pete. He's an airhead, but he hangs out with us. And if you look at that, which look, that's his opinion, and I appreciate people's opinions. I pray to God that wasn't the case. But we found out, right, that Candace went to the gas station. At least it was said she was at that gas station. I don't think law enforcement ever came out and said Candace was at that gas station. I don't even think that anybody else, besides the creator who came out with that story, I don't think anybody else even went to see if that was true, right? I'm just saying. I don't know. So, and we know Don went straight to the shed. He went straight down to the shed. He's got cool vibes, smudges, and prayers. Always summer in the boys. So yeah. Do you guys think that could have been happening now? I know that the card team felt that she had not been abducted and taken out of the area. But there's we don't know exactly what happened. But we can also say that they could have been using her around the area, right? What if they were doing that? My last 4 short videos might explain everything. Well, Green Eyes, do you want to give me permission to play them? Because it's a day. I don't mind. I just don't. I got to be careful using people's content anymore. But is your last 4 videos your opinion? Or is there something in there that's fact? All right. We're going to check out Green Eyes. And let's see what Green Eyes has to say. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Hang on, y'all. Hang on, y'all. All right. I got to pull Green Eyes up here. And these are just videos. Oh, wait. I got to find you first. Where you at, Green Eyes? Hang on. I'll get to you. I got to get your channel first. I got to find your channel. Okay, so we've got Summer escapes Robin at church. Okay, wait, I got you. Hang on. And these are just shorts, you said? Short clips. All right, here we go. The last 4. You better not be sending me on a wild goose chase. No, the last. Okay, so that would be the one right now that I'm getting ready to play. All right, you guys. Green Eyes gave us permission. to play a short. So we will do that. Thank you, Green Eyes. All right, this is Don Wells. You are done, everyone who knew.
Larry claimed that he didn't know how badly Carrie was abusing the children because he spent most of his time at work and the worst of the abuse took place while he was out of the house. Carrie claimed that, with their patriarchal misogynistic values, Larry was the one who was calling the shots, while she just did his bidding. How convenient. The evidence was damning, and Larry and Carrie's lack of ownership for their actions turned the jury further against them. It didn't take the jury long to reach a verdict. Carrie Williams, because of her more severe abuse of Hannah and the fact that her actions had ultimately led to the girl's death, was handed the more severe sentence of 36 years in prison for first-degree assault of a child as well as causing homicide by abuse. Larry Williams received a 27-year sentence and was convicted of first-degree assault of a child and first-degree manslaughter. They were also both charged with assaulting Emmanuel, who bravely testified against them. Because of his, Larry claimed that he didn't know.
Hey, that's a good example, Green Eyes. I believe 2 people for certain know all the truth and nothing. Sadly, some are still missing. Throw all these adults in a box until they squeal. If they're innocent, they go home simple. Well, the sad thing about it is, and you're right, Green Eyes. I remember this case. In my opinion, they're trying to sell things, do alleged setups for ex-co-workers, go find meth while using substances. Hey, Birdie. It gets more interesting. Play the next 3. Oh, Green Eyes. I will do that for you. Okay, here we go. This is Green Eyes, Don Wells coded messages.
During the investigation, Carrie and Larry were legally forbidden from contacting their children or their foster families. Larry managed to reach out to the kids, sending them coded messages in the form of highlighted Bible verses.
Wow.
He was ultimately caught and forced to spend the remaining time waiting for trial behind bars so that he could have no further contact with the rest of his family. In his foster home, it became clear that Hannah's brother Emmanuel had also been severely abused, but was petrified to say anything bad about the family. The Williamses took advantage of his hearing impairment and would stomp on the ground to try to get his attention. If he didn't notice their stomping, he would be beaten.
This was a very, very sad case. Very sad. This boy was hard of hearing, and it wasn't good. These people were not freaking good people at all. The whole situation, this whole story was sad. But I see where you're going with that, Green Eyes.
Sometimes Carrie socially isolated Emmanuel by forbidding the rest of the family from using sign language to communicate with him. On several occasions, the soles of his feet were whipped, and he remembered being hit in the head so hard that it drew blood. He was convinced that if during the investigation,
definite trigger warning on that. Okay, here's the third one.
Pronounced dead at the hospital. Immediately, an investigation into what had caused the death of this severely malnutritioned and beaten young girl began. Ultimately, Hannah's death was determined to be due to hypothermia, as well as chronic gastritis and severe malnutrition. Hospital staff.
This case was horrifying. Horrifying. They put this little girl outside.
Made an urgent call to Child Protective Services, who arrived at the Williams house the next day to check on the well-being of the other 8 siblings. Larry Williams met them at the door and didn't allow them inside the house. CPS contacted the local police, who arrived not long after. One of the officers noted that the entire family was behaving as if Hannah's death was nothing more than a minor inconvenience. Police officers carried out interviews with the 8 remaining Williams children, but they weren't able to get any further information. It was as if the 8 siblings were reciting from the same script. One by one, they all insisted that Hannah had been disobedient. Emmanuel
That was sickening because, yes, they tried to say that this girl was being disobedient, and it was really sad. Yeah, they did shave her head to the scalp too, for sure. For sure. And you guys remember this, that Dawn and Candace were actually looking at other missing children cases and things like that, right? Some people think, and I've heard this is the only reason I'm saying it, so it's hearsay, but it's some people's opinions, that the reason Summer's head was shaved, so they couldn't do a hair follicle test. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. We do have to do better for our kids. We do. You guys, it's very, very, very sad. Very sad. And a lot of people are like, but what can we do? Right? What can we do? And the answer is, to be honest with you, I don't know. And I've talked about this before. We can have a notebook with for pros and a notebook for cons, and say we want to. I thought about, and this was years ago, I thought about this. You know, they were having a Million Man March and the women, Million Women March. And I thought, what about our kids? What about our kids? And I thought, well, maybe in the community we can have, you know, something that highlights our children. So I had my pros about it, you know, bringing awareness to our children, however the aspect was, whether it be, you know, to make sure they have food every day, to, you know, make sure we're all watching out. And it was just something I had in my mind. But then I had to look at the cons. You got to deal with your city government. You have to see if your law enforcement won't, out of the kindness of their heart, watch, help watch out. You know, even though the parents would be with the children, and I was like, they're never going to do that. It would never happen. I could never do it by myself. Your ex-husband was, Lucy Cat? That's horrible. I got hit upside the head many times when I was younger. Had to get the switch. I got the belt. There were 5 of us, and they would, of course, put us all in the back seat. And if one of us got out of line, we all got in trouble. And it was nothing for an arm to come across the front seat and just pop whoever was closest in the mouth. Well, yeah, the cell barrel and all that other stuff. Tracy, for sure. I had written down, and I don't know where I put that because I just seen it. I had written down, actually, Ernie Shell was the one who told us what that meant, the for sale sign and things like that. So here I got it right here. Well, holy guacamole! I actually have my notes on that right here in front of me. Okay, trigger warning, you guys. Hey, Divine Justice. I taught special ed. It's terrible how regular educators. I know. I have brain damage from heading. Oh, cat's eye. I'm so sorry about that. For sure. Okay, this is what Ernie Shell said that the red barrel meant. The barrel being painted red meant ready. The for sale being in white meant available. And the rain or water means active. Is what Ernie said. And I do tend to believe Ernie about that. Hey, Rowan, Mountain Survivors. We are survivors. Because, and, okay, listen to this now. Why would the parents of a missing child, and I'm talking about the hoax phone call to Mary now, be more concerned with what family members are saying happened years and years before that? Why did Don Wells care so much about that? Why did he care more? I felt, and even just from reading my notes, you guys, I felt that Don cared more about that, about what Mary and Jeannie was saying, than he did Summer missing. Okay, One Way Street. Yeah, Sassy Ann. Green Eyes has a channel, does a lot of videos and stuff. That's really cool, Green Eyes. Everybody go check out Green Eyes. I know exactly what you were talking about the minute when you started talking about that case. It was said that there were bugs, lice, and rodents in the home at 110 Ben Hill Road. I've said this 1,000 times too. I do not believe that someone who did not know that property was just driving down the road and said, there's a little girl lives at the top of that hill, but I'm not going to drive up there. I'm going to walk up this hill. I'm going to walk up that hill, and I'm going to take that little girl. None of it makes any sense. Don always goes to God and Satan. Okay? Satan, we call the devil. And the reason we do that is because Don called him Satan. But Don was drunk when he called him Satan. Well, seeing it with fire, this is the thing. When you live in an area like Beach Creek, and it's been well known that even not necessarily even in Beach Creek, but that environment was a high drug environment, right? I don't know how to say this. So we know that it's a high drug environment. And these people who get caught with methamphetamine, or they're manufacturing it, they're selling it. Many, many, many children have been taken into CPS custody because their parents are drug addicts. And like I said, whether it's being manufactured, sold, whatever the case may be. So there is a time, and I don't know the exact year, but all around the United States, CPS was overwhelmed with the children that they were having to take into custody because of their parents or grandparents or mom, dad, whoever they were staying with. And it did get to be overwhelming. So the point is that I want to make is this. Sometimes CPS would go to a home and it'd have cockroaches, right? Sometimes you can have cockroaches and have the cleanest house in the neighborhood. Up in a holler environment, you're probably going to have something coming up from the creek to hang out in your house. That's a normal thing in those areas. And as Don likes to make sure everybody knows, they are poor. He wasn't going to spend his money to, get anything to get rid of the roaches. He didn't care. Or make sure that the varmint stayed out. But a lot of times, CPS doesn't take children just because they don't have a clean home. If CPS took children just because a home wasn't clean, they'd be taking a lot of kids. It seemed more to me like the boys were taken out because the house itself wasn't safe. We seen the steps, it. Of course, it just wasn't up to standards for the kids to be living there. And then we have to remember, if CPS hadn't got involved to start with, no one would have ever known that those were the conditions they were living in up in that house at all. Yeah, Moonshine did turn to that. Roan, you're absolutely right. Unless they're involved in a bigger picture themselves, the whole place is sketchy. Yeah, the whole place is sketchy. For sure. Hey, Selena. Hey, Wondering Hearts. So do we look at it, didn't pass the drug test, staying drunk? I don't know how long alcohol stays in your system after you drink it. Not long, right? I don't drink, so I don't even know a lot about the drinking. But it said that they didn't pass the drug test at all, which is, I don't think any of us were surprised to hear that. But I don't think we've ever seen anything, any receipts showing us exactly what they came up positive for and what they didn't come up positive for. But if they knew CPS was involved like that, why would you have anything in your system that you could possibly come up hot on a urinalysis or a mouth swab? Because they would have had to have known that the minute that they flunked those, does CPS, okay, when CPS goes in and, okay, say a pregnant mother, smokes marijuana throughout her pregnancy for the nausea and stuff, okay? That does happen a lot. I even knew of a doctor who said, if you have to smoke marijuana to keep you from getting sick so we can have a healthy baby, go ahead and smoke it. But his advice was, you need to make sure that you stop in time when you have your baby, because the hospital, of course, will test the baby. So they come and give the parents a mouth swab. If that comes up, they make you go to classes and stuff. So I would say, depending on what you come up positive for, right, would depend on the actions that CPS would feel that they would have to take. That's kind of a little bit about what I know about it. But she did that phone call with Mary and listened to her crying and what she was saying. When I listened to it, she was saying things that other people had talked about on their lives. She talked about, Ernie had said something about the Capitol building, right? I worked in L&D for 24 years in marijuana. Yeah, it's not a big deal anymore. Oh, it is legal in your state, Carrie? Well, it's not here, dang it. Not completely a program that was given in my state. 301 types of child endangerment. One of those is fighting in front of the kids. Well, we know that they did that for a fact, for sure. Let me see, I don't know if I got this whole interview. This is a little bit of the interview Grandma did with WJHL. I just have it laying here, that's why I picked it up. She says she came out and took me to the ER. So if she took her to the emergency room, we know it wasn't an appointment. Because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid that something was wrong with my knee. Because I had a knee replacement, and she was worried that there was something wrong with it. And she took me to the hospital. I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. Being given opioids. And got a prescription medication for it to get the swelling down around my knee because it was inflamed. Then we waited around for the prescription, and Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was. Grandma Candy had been in that area many times, allegedly, with Candace and the kids, swimming, fishing. Oh, you've had 2 knee replacement, Texas Brabrat? Hey, Wondering Hearts. Hey, Wicklow. You think they were pill shopping? Well, the thing about pill shopping these days, it's very hard to do it. Very hard. The pharmacies now are connected, so a doctor can look right at these different pharmacies and they can tell exactly the last time was that you got your medicine filled. Don't ask me how they do it, but they do. And they can pull right up to these pharmacies and see that information. Absolutely. So, I mean, in this day and age, it is very hard to shop for pills, as they say. Horse stable's not the same place as Warrior. What? The horse stables are right across from the stables is right across from the location, the little swimming hole. I don't want to call it a swimming hole. But yeah, and someone from the horse stable said that they even seen the truck sitting over there most of the day. Most of the day. Yes, bro, and I talked about that before, that CPS was so overwhelmed they had children actually sleeping in their offices. So she believed it was Warrior's Path. I have in parentheses, maybe she wasn't there. Maybe Candace told her after the fact. I even questioned if Candace brought Grandma home and then went back. Right? Teresa, it shouldn't matter what your criminal background is. I would have took it somewhere else. Dawn really hasn't. I don't think Dawn and Candace, either one, have came out and said where Grandma specifically is right now. Yeah, if you're right, Liplock. Looking at the maps, it's kind of a totally different kind of thing there. I'll pull them up here in just a minute. So, of course, there was allegedly footage where they said Summer was seen on camera at one of these places, and I think it was Walgreens when they went back to pick up the prescription. That's something else I gotta make sure I get on my timeline, because Chris McDonough, I think someone said he said it was around 2:00, but there was there's a discrepancy in the time. There's a big discrepancy in the times that Candace actually, that whole morning, actually. I think the whole day's one big discrepancy, in my opinion. I mean, controlled substance medication database. Can look at all states for control. Yeah. And then we talk about the TikTok. The picture that was supposed to be taken that ended up being a video of Summer on those milk jugs. I did a live where a forensic pathologist, I think, on duty, Ron, spoke about looking at the picture itself. She did not feel that Summer was unalive at that point, but couldn't really say if she could have been given something, right? Oh, are you shelling black eyed peas? That's so cool. Yeah, she didn't. I mean, her whole interview was, I'd say, after Grandma did her interview, Dawn and Candace both were like, WTF, right? She said, and then we come back. I went in my camper, and after we brought my groceries in for me, the boys helped with that, and of course, Summer. So it was like Summer was kind of an afterthought to her. Oh, yeah, and Summer too. But she said, I went in my camper. So she's putting herself in the trailer before even the groceries happen. So did she go in her trailer and then come back out, you know, to get her groceries and put them up? None of it makes any sense to me. And I laid down and went to sleep. In my opinion, by stating that, and I laid down and went to sleep a few, she takes herself out of what happened. I got up and was sitting in my doorway, and we come out. Who's we, Grandma? Who's we? I got up and was sitting in my doorway, and we come out. And Candace asked me what I was doing. And I said, we need to transplant these little cactuses into bigger pots. And we did that. And then Summer come in and got a piece of peppermint candy. And the weird thing about it is, Dawn talked about bringing candy home for Summer every day, right? But he couldn't name the candy. He said, I brought her candy home every day. Daddy, did you get my candy? Well, what kind of candy was it? Well, I don't know. Just candy. But you got Candace and Grandma, peppermint, peppermint, peppermint. I believe she was gone before the 15th. I think if someone thought they saw Summer Wells that day, that's her little brother. I don't know, Sassy. A lot of the thing about it was Summer was seen. She was seen by people on the 15th. I know there's some people who think that it could have happened on another day. And it could have. It could have, girl. I don't know. But I know people are thinking along that line too. Which is her favorite? And then she went in and said, Mom, I want to go with the boys. Where'd she go into, Grandma? And then she went in. She said, Mom, I want to go play with the boys. This is what I thought. This is just something I thought. And when I transcribe these interviews, I put in parentheses what I'm thinking about the situation as I'm typing it or writing it. In parentheses, I put, boys are already outside. She is asking permission to go wherever the boys are to play with them. That's just my opinion when I was typing this. This was from Candace's previous script. And I also put not typical 5-year-old language. Why would Summer ask permission to go in 15 to 20 feet in the house? She lives there. Yet, okay, for Summer to go in the basement. See, that's a very good point, right? Candace had to watch her go in the house. 15 feet. I can't estimate from Grandma's trailer to the front door of the house. Had to ask permission, and Candace walked her in the house. But didn't say, okay, Summer, don't go down in the basement or don't go out on your swing until I come in. It was like, okay, go in the house, do whatever you want. I wonder if the boys ever mentioned to anyone. I don't mean she went downstairs. They saw her walking outside. I'm sure they have, Carrie. I'm sure the boys have definitely talked about You know, a lot of that. Who is the we? Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Who was the we? And Summer lives there. That was her house. She was 5 years old. I don't think so, Janice. I really don't think Allie and Hunter and all them would say it was Summer if it was her younger brother. What do they have to gain? What would Allie and even though we know Hunter didn't tell the truth on some of the stuff, but there were also things in the unwind interview, or I'm sorry, unmask interview with Allie. She says in there that they can't discuss the timeline because there's a couple hours in there. Hey, flies. Girl, you're cooking supper? Must be late for you, Lisa. But that's just a question I don't think we'll ever know. You know, whether it could have been her brother or... Because why would Candace show law enforcement a video that day of all the kids swimming? Could... Oh, I'm just thinking in my mind. I won't do that. So Candace walked her back to the house. She asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time she saw her. Summer was out of sight for 2 to 10 minutes, according to Candace. But Candace, your mother had woken up, came and sat down in the trailer door. You see her. What's up, Mom? Out of the kindness of your heart, you went back outside to check on her, right? Then the whole planting the cactuses scenario. And then guess what? You walked Summer to the house. She went inside. She disappeared. But Grandma says, I woke up to Candace hollering for Summer. So you fell asleep within 2 to 10 minutes? You guys get what I'm saying? That right there speaks volumes. Speak volumes to me. I mean, if I'm looking at it wrong, somebody can, call me out on it, definitely. Y'all can let me know if I'm looking at it a little wrong or something. I do not mind. I don't know, Sassy. Sassy Ann, I should say. Because we got a Sassy Brenda who pops in here sometimes too, right? Hey, State of Confusion. Did I say hi to you? I don't know. So Grandma messed up the script, in my opinion. And I think someone even said that Don, he said something to Candace about that. To be blunt, it was hell, and I apologize. I am blunt. Everybody knows I have a missing daughter. She's been gone 12 years. And all I can tell you is that oh God, not again. I couldn't do nothing but cry. Were you crying, Grandma? Inquiring minds want to know. Or were you out there with Candace? And I believe Dawn too, going, Summer, Summer. Hey, Summer. Summer's not up here. Hey, boys, go down there and see if you can find your sister. Or maybe they said, why'd you leave your sister outside by herself? Go get your sister. Could that have been the case? Possibly, sure. Go get your sister. Well, Don and Candace and Grandma, Summer. And then Don decided he would go down and look in the shed. He drove down to the shed. But even in an interview, he said, well, I'm not sure if I looked in it then. I'm pretty sure I went and looked in it later. Why would you have not looked in that shed? Could it have been because you already knew she wasn't in there? I don't know. I'm just asking. I ask a lot of questions. Yep, JPL, Don was mad because Grandma screwed the script up. But who was you laying down with, Grandma? Who was you laying with, Grandma? Who held your fancy that day, Grandma? Was it Billy? Billy liked you. Billy wanted Grandma. And then Grandma wanted Jose. Wow. Okay. We yelled for her. And we yelled for her. And yelled for her. And we could not find her. Maybe because you wasn't looking. Maybe because you was just up there hollering. Yep, she walked down to the water with holding little Candace's arm. Like a good little daughter. From the beginning, they tried to make Candace out to be this wonderful helicopter mother. And why would you have to definitely make sure you're at the emergency room at 8 o'clock in the morning? Was that a time when they thought maybe it wasn't so busy? And then we got to remember, she picked Hunter up, and it was only a couple minutes after she picked Hunter up that Grandma called to come and get her. So that, if she got dropped off at the emergency room at 8 o'clock, she was done there by, what, 10:30? She wasn't in there very long. Why would Candace drive up the road at top speed if you hadn't spent a long time searching your own property? Yep, she went to the back of the holler. Right? We yelled for her and yelled for her and yelled for her. And we could not find her. Now, I agree. If Grandma Candace's knee was all messed up, she wouldn't want to go running around, walking around and going down the hill and things like that. She said Candace was in hysterics. We never did find her. Very obvious, Grandma. She called 911 and she called Donnie. No, she didn't. She called 911 after she called Dawn. Screamed her name, 911, calling Dawn. Only real searching that was done was the boys. And we know Jody Sue and the other neighbor, Dawn. Okay. I sent the boys to the bottom of the hill, and I stood there and watched and was praying to God that nobody would take them. Mic fucking drop. They all wanted Jose. Jose was probably the best thing since buttered bread when he come up here on that hill. They all wanted Jose. I don't get it. But yeah, Candace was a Great mother, Dawn said. She was just the creme de la creme of mothers. But we know better. Look how she talks. That's her. When she went off on Daisy's channel, everybody said, that's the real Candace. We heard Dawn, right? Heard the real Dawn when he was drunk and hollering, and now we heard the real Candace. And this is my opinion. I feel horrible for them children to have to hear their adult parents talking like that and screaming. Those 3 adults drive me nuts. They don't pray to God. Grandma Candy never did admit that she was really going to church. Candace did call who, crazy chicken lady? Who did she call? I didn't watch Nature Lovers video. Who did Candace call? Well, yeah, we knew she called Dawn. She called Dawn first. Right? All right, let's see where I was at in my own writings. Seeming to think everything is amusing. She would go to different organizations to receive free stuff. Example, churches and the community would also help with different items. What could have happened that made Summer not want her mother for the first 2 years of her life? It was 18 months, but I put 2 years. Anyone who knew the situation on the hill and did nothing should be held responsible for not reporting it. And you know what's weird, AC? I don't know, crazy chicken lady. I don't know if they're talking about one of the boys calling 911 or one of the boys calling Dawn. I don't believe if Candace was there or Grandma was there or even Dawn was there, that one of the boys would call 911 unless one of the older people would tell him about that. What are you sorry for, girl? You ain't gotta be sorry over here. But you had Allie and her daughter talking about Summer possibly getting into something, and all these adults want to talk about these horrible things that had happened on that hill or in different places, but not one of them said, I called the authorities. Not a one of them. When did Fred Hill get back to the holler? If something happened Summer, it makes me wonder if it happened earlier in the day or even the day before. Too hard to cover things up in a short amount of time. Not if it was planned. If it was pre-planned. And look, who's to say it wasn't pre-planned? And that they knew it was going to happen. They just didn't know exactly when or who was going to do it. Right? If that happened and they wasn't real sure exactly when or who was going to do it, kind of be easy to take a lie detector test and say, I don't know who did it, because you don't. Yeah, they all say, I saw this and that. When it became convenient for them to say, I seen this or that. When it came convenient for a lot of them, in my opinion. And I don't care what anybody fucking thinks about me or my opinion. When they felt they could get the most, whether it be money or attention or whatever the fuck it might have been for them personally. When they could benefit off of talking about Summer, that's when these people did it, right? But that's my opinion. That is my opinion. These people had wish list, then they had their cash apps, then they had this and that. Look at Fred sitting in jail. What did we hear him say when he was talking about Ziggy that I thought was just, I think Ziggy said something like, what about Laura? What about Laura? What about her? You know, she's going to do what she wants. But Laura didn't go back around family. She stayed right there in the area, from my understanding. The first time I seen Laura and they were talking about getting money for her, she said, I just want to make sure Fred has money. Then the next time we seen Laura, she was looking pretty good. And believe me, I hope Laura does, you know, I hope things in life do work out for Laura. I really do. But it's hard. Laura does not lie when she says, I only made this much money a month. Fred only made this much money a month. We had to make a living. So what is she telling us right there? And I'm sorry, but I know people who do live on $600 a month, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. Is it hard? Absolutely. But they do it. And you're talking about someone who lived in a holler. They really wouldn't have had to, well, of course you know, unless you got an electric stove, you want, you know, you got to have gas. But to heat a trailer, especially if you've got like a little wood burning stove or something, that'll heat that whole trailer up. Candace is still begging for money. Dawn hasn't worked now, JPO. That, you know, that bothers me so much. There's nothing physically wrong with those two people that they cannot work. That they can, what is it? How are they going to get the boys back if Dawn ain't working, Candace ain't working, and the money that they're getting are from people on social media? Neither one of them has even attempted to do their channel. Candace has a channel. You don't never see her on it. Except for the night that she was acting fucking weird, remember? And she was a cry. Oh. And you know why she was crying, in my opinion? And I'm talking about the video where she's in the room with Dawn's daughter. She was fucking crying because the night before, people had, I think it was the night before, within a matter of minutes, they raised $300 or more for her to have gas to go back to Beach Creek, to 110 Ben Hill Road. And when she didn't go back, and it might have been the night before, I don't remember. But when she didn't go back, people started getting shitty. People started getting shitty about it. So that's the only reason she did that video. I miss my boys. But you do miss your fucking boys. And it's weird, Candace, and I'm talking to Candace. It's very weird, Candace, that you had a friend, you were doing really well, you were communicating with the boys, from what I hear. You were starting to really, get yourself together. And then you go back to Don when he gets out of jail, and what happens? What happens? Why? There ain't nobody being shitty, Lives. What are you talking about? Shitty about what? Oh, she needs 400 now? Well, 400's a lot of money. They aren't getting the boys back, and Sixter ain't got no boyfriend. He's a jailbird for now anyway. What? What? Lips, I have not a clue what you... I said what? Are you talking about me telling you not to be shitty? You just copied what? Oh, Lord. I think a lot of people, Divine, do think that Candace and Grandma definitely know what happened. I agree with you. I'm referring to if something accidental happened such a short time frame. I agree. It was a very short amount of time that we know of, right? I don't think I said anything about people being shitty. I might have said it's pretty shitty that Dawn and Candace is still asking for money. For fuck's sake. That's right, Lisa. Hey, Justin. How you been? So here they are asking for money. Two grown people who can work. Two grown adults who can work. Think about that, white boy. Two grown people who can fucking work. And you want to talk about a YouTuber trying to survive by having a YouTube channel. Why don't you tell Dawn to go to work? Tell Candace go to work. The hurt foot picture of Candace that Jinkies posted last night is dated 2021. I don't know, you guys. It's all craziness, isn't it? Are you living the dream, Justin? Me too. I'm living the dream too. For sure. Look, everybody has to say, because this is the truth, we don't know if they're guilty or innocent. But they've made a hell of a lot of money off their missing daughter. A hell of a lot of money off their missing daughter. And guess what? All that money they made off of their daughter, they didn't start an account. They didn't start an account if she was found, or keep that money in there and say, look, that money's for if someone has any information about Summer. That or we're putting that money in an account for the boys. Hell no. They're broke. They're broke. Right? Washing her feet may help. Katie Ann. I know. Who in the hell wants to take a picture of their foot so somebody can put it out on their channel? Jeez. It's ridiculous, you guys. So could they have made money? Could they have made money off of Summer in another way? Could they have possibly sold her? Oh, I don't think they're fighting, are they? Oh, you got that feeling that they were fighting yesterday? I don't know. Maybe Daisy's tired of it. I don't think so, though. I think that, that's kind of a YouTube rapper scenario where they're going to act like they're mad at each other, and then they're going to, it's just an ongoing thing with Daisy and Prayer Garden go at each other. And, if people would step back and look about what these people are fighting about, it's Dawn and Candace. It really is. It's Dawn. These people are fighting over Dawn and Candace. It's coming then. Candace was in Benny's and Daisy was bawling about her sister. I think chat might have been taking shots at. Oh, Candace was in Benny's. Whoop whoop, people. Whoop whoop on that. They're going back to their roots. Dawn's been talking to Cher, and now Candace is talking to Benny again. I never seen that. I don't know. What did her and Mr. Keys have to talk about? That's interesting. All right, you guys talk for one moment. I shall be right back. Hey, State of Confusion. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, Summer Moon, Utah Wells. I'm going to find my writing, The Appalachian Princess. Let me find it real quick, you guys. This is the first thing that I wrote about little Summer when she went missing. And it was pretty much the only thing that we were told about Summer from the beginning. I have another writing too. I also have another writing that I did. Hang on. Okay, sorry. Todd's home today. He's in there playing. He's playing some game in there, and I could hear the music, and I was like, I can't be struck over music. No way. And I'll have to find my other writing. But I didn't write it on the computer. I've got it in my notes, so I would have to find it. Because I did another writing also. This is called The Appalachian Princess. And I wrote this June 13th of 2022. And I wrote this for Summer's Vigil. To tell the story of Summer Moon Utah Wells, we must rely on others. Only 5 years old at the time she went missing, now 7. Her life before this was dictated by those around her. Her mom and dad, grandmother, and 3 older brothers were the most relevant ones who could tell us about this little girl. And of course, we know not what the boys have said, but the 3 main adults in her life really couldn't tell us much. And what they did tell us of Summer sounded more like a script they were rehearsing for a big budget movie. Jose Ramon and Miss Robin from church gave us more of an idea as to Summer's persona, and for that we are grateful. So I feel very grateful to be given this chance to make Summer's life mean something more than what has been shown and told so far, to take out the bad and bring out the good. At 3 feet tall, she can be called scrawny. Half pint is what Jose called her, and was a term of endearment, because she was just a tiny thing. Her long legs can run faster than any of her brothers, and when chasing them on their dirt bikes, she can definitely keep up, as if to say, I will always be faster. She loves her brothers, and even though most times they were her keeper, they would never be maliciously harm to her, put her in harm's way, or let others harm her. She can definitely put them in line. She loves beautiful things in life. Her compassion to the people and to her animals, and of course, Yucky, can be seen in pictures. Videos show her love for Robin, her Sabbath school teacher from the Seventh-day Adventist Church, where she would run as fast as she could through the church, which she most often did, just for her big hug, and of course to be held. The way she would gently stroke Miss Robin's cheek to get her attention was so special and a beautiful show of affection. Looking into those beautiful eyes so deep blue, they seem to look through you, as if knowing what you're thinking. She loves to sing, and that showed at church when Robin and the ladies would sing hymns, and with Robin holding her, she would move her little mouth, just trying to keep up. Dancing something that I can see Summer doing to her favorite song, Godzilla, which, of course, I'm sure she played over and over, and each time she played it, she belted it out word for word. As anyone with kids and grandkids know, well, heck, even some adults do it. As far as My House by New Breed, I will say is a good song. The words really not fitting for a child, but I can almost bet when her mom played it on the TV that Summer heard the music and the beat, not really listening to the words. Summer loves Frozen. It's her favorite, and I'm sure, like most little girls, she knew the song, Let It Go, Let It Go. I can almost see her throwing her arms up in the air, spinning around, a sight any of us would give to see now. She wants to be a princess, and it doesn't matter why her head was shaved, it will grow back. And I just know it will be long, blonde, and beautiful. And as she twirls, it will flow with her. Of course, she was a tomboy and loved to fish, swim, and play in the mud. And who didn't love to play in the mud or run around in the rain? I know people are going to say, why am I trying to normalize Summer's life when it was said her life was anything but normal? And I will tell you why. Summer didn't recognize what is said to be her abuse. She didn't know what they called her mistreatment. She was just a little mountain girl who loved to run around barefoot and be free in an area that could have been her hell. I could go on, but I just want you all to do me a favor, please. Close your eyes. Picture summer swing. Picture the tree, the rope, and the base itself. Now picture Summer sitting in that swing. Let's put her in the most beautiful dress you can imagine. Imagine her hair long and flowing. Now I want you to give her a push. Now you know she likes to go high. So you can hear her telling you, higher, higher, as you push Summer in that swing with her giggling and laughing. And as she is going up, I want you to look at the landscape, the beautiful mountain she called home, and maybe, just maybe, we can imagine that's one of the reasons she loves to swing. Wouldn't you? That is what I wrote for Summer. Hang on, give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry, guys, I always have to take a minute. I always get so emotional when I read that. And I don't read it often, but that's the first one that I ever wrote for Summer, and I'm very proud of it, actually. Very, very proud of it. And I kind of use it as an example to say, you know, what have these people told us about Summer? And I get angry about it because I have notebook after notebook after notebook about Don and his interviews and things he's done and said, and you know, then I've got Candace. Grandma, that notebook isn't that, there's not many pages on Grandma, but I have 2 pages on that baby girl. 2 pages. Hey, Faded Jeans. I did, you know, I did what I like to do, and that was the way that I could in my own way show show how much I cared for Summer. And I had, you know, I kept hearing people talking about these pictures with, you know, a black eye and all this other stuff, and we heard that for so long. And I seen people in chats, you know, emotions getting real high and having anxiety and different things going on as they would listen to Summer's case and what, you know, some people were talking about her mistreatment and things like that. And I thought, Summer was a 5-year-old kid at the time she went missing. To her, whatever was happening was never looked at as not normal to her. Ever. She didn't think twice about probably doing anything that Candace or Dawn told her to do, especially Dawn. Especially Dawn. Yeah, Sandy, I mean, The thing about this is the thing about H, okay? The very first interview that Allie did, she said Hunter was fine. He wasn't acting drunk when he came home. He was fine. I'm sure Summer going missing has affected him a lot. There's no doubt about that. Okay? There's no doubt about that this young man is not affected by Summer going missing that day, especially after he had just spent that time with her. And I do not believe that H had anything to do with Summer going missing. I don't like that. I don't like to think like that. I really don't. But then I don't know because we don't know anything. We just don't know anything. But they wonder why we look at them with such disdain the way that we do. They did that themselves. They did that themselves. And then you've got these drug addicts going around the hill, right? Talking about if it's true what Fred says and Cotton was talking weird stuff like that, I can just see that being a topic of conversation for those people. But a lot of people say Cotton just wasn't in his right mind, you know. But it'd be interesting to find out what really transpired with Cotton. A lot of people would like to think that, Sandy. But I don't think that happened. I mean, that's just my opinion. And you know what? Green eyes. That is something that I think Allie did more of what H told her to do, to be honest. From what I've gathered, he pretty much ran that house. For sure. He ran that house. Yeah, Anastasia. That is definitely what I gathered in that whole situation. So they turn around and Allie gets her children taken away too. Why do you think she got her kids taken away? What do you mean don't go buy anything? It would be nice to talk to Cotton's family in order to get an understanding of what he was like. At one time, and I apologize that I don't remember this person's name on YouTube, was in my chat and said that Cotton's daughters were very upset that people were making him seem like they were. I'll put it like that. And I've never spoken unkindly of Cotton. I don't, I personally never knew Cotton, and he's no longer with us. Michelle is a New Yorker mental hospital, allegedly. Who's Michelle, Green Eyes? Who's Michelle, Green Eyes? I know I've heard the name before. I just can't pinpoint it in my head right now. Who is Michelle? Ask about what? Why the kids got taken? Or if H ran the household? Michelle, the one that helped Candace. Oh, I don't think she was put there because of Dawn. Right? JLR. Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I played JLR's interview when he was talking to them, but I don't think it was Dawn that put that young girl where she was. Thank you, Green Eyes, for saying allegedly. Thank you. I appreciate that. But boy, since Summer's case started, wow. You guys, I just have so many notes. So many notes. And even though in my writings I try not to put hearsay and stuff, I put the hearsay and different things that people were believing in my notes. But this is what got me also. If you go back to the Chris McDonough interview with Hunter, he said he hadn't seen Candace for a long period of time. Now, in my notes, what do I have in my notes? I know that it was a long period of time that that he tried to say that he hadn't seen Candace at all. JPL accident cover-up. Well, Sherry didn't show no receipts of it, did she? That's what I couldn't understand. She's talking about young children, Dawn giving them alcohol. And it would seem to me that if that was the case and she reported it and the kids verified what transpired, Dawn would have been charged with it. Bear Bear's grandpa, Randy Clark. I don't understand if it was an accident, why they wouldn't have reported it unless Candace knew maybe she wasn't at home because, of course, we know she left the hill twice that day. But that the boys would be taken. But the boys got taken anyway. An interview that someone did. They did talk to people surrounding the parents. Sherry and Candace are thick as thieves. It's disgusting. Sherry plays everybody. She has something on Dawn. It's because of Candace giving it to her. That is a very... That comment, I think, is very true. I think a lot of things that people know about Dawn is because Candace has told them. Dawn hurts himself. Dawn hurts himself when he's on there. On Ziggy's May 12th, Dawn talks about Michelle. Dawn was mad at a lot of people. He always was. Let me pull out another note here. This is Duty Ron talking to EquiSurge. But it was the conspiracy theories, right? Oh, Green Eyes, there's more than one of those. I don't want it. Don't send it to me. I don't need to see Dawn on the toilet. There's a couple of those. One time he even showed his what you guys call it, your ball sack or whatever. For sure. Some say it's 40. I still got to check that, you guys. I know it was 45 minutes for Dawn to get to Jonesboro to work. But then Allie had made a comment that it was 45 minutes from her house to 110. And I kind of confused myself there on that for some reason. Let's see what else I can pull up here. Were Candace and Hunter having a nefarious relationship? Dawn says that H was sending Candace inappropriate material through text and social media, but doesn't say what role Candace played. Candace gave alcohol to H, which couldn't have been the first time, also buying him a vape pen. Now, this is alleged, you guys, even though some people say that Candace admitted to it. She said that she treated him like a son, and she tried to do things with H and True because of their mother not doing anything with them. Allie's friend and work colleague gives her opinion freely. I'm talking about Leslie. Not liking Candace, her testimony is one-sided. And they are trying to keep the narrative they have discussed this among themselves. What I mean by that is Allie and Leslie and great grandbun and they all sat around and had conversations just like all of us have that you missed the ball sack one. Hey, allegedly, I'll say allegedly, there's a live stream out there where, and I have to say allegedly, they were supposedly using drugs. Well, I'm sure that at times H probably was Candace's babysitter. Okay, Birdie, I'll go mow the grass with you. I love mowing grass. I love the smell of fresh cut grass. I believe Don thinks he can get by with anything and always felt that way. I agree with you, Sandy. I agree. Allie says that her and Candace have been friends for a year and a half. Allie and Candace were looking for friendship, and that friendship grew to them being inseparable, a sisterly type, and her kids meant the world to her. Upon the arrival, Jose actually moved in with Candace to be with Jose, also H, his dad, and Baca. Okay, when I put that in my notes, it's the story of Jeremy Dugan from Human Aid Solutions going to Tennessee to pick Hunter up for Andrew. Andrew did have custody of H through the summer. I'm going to try to get this right. I don't want to get it wrong. And Andrew felt he needed to get H away from that environment because he had gotten himself into trouble. Leslie says Candace made the boys lie on hot asphalt as a punishment for roughhousing in a small pool. The day was very hot. So this is what I see happening there. Okay. Allie and Candace had a falling out over Jose, which was really weird to me because when CM talked to Candace about mentioned Jose, she acted like she didn't even really know who he was. Okay. I don't know if the fact being that she knew Dawn would watch that interview and she didn't really want to speak of Jose because of that. I think that it was last night that Dawn told Cher that she knows they're looking bad on YouTube because they didn't know how to act. Cher tried to help him. Cher tried to help him. She told him, start putting on some dress shirts, get your hair right, you know. So that, in turn, about making the boys lay on the hot asphalt, showed abuse on Candace's part. But that is what Leslie said, who didn't like Candace. So Candace and Allie has a falling out over Jose. Allie becomes best friends with someone else named Leslie. So guess what? Allie's not going to speak kindly to Leslie about Candace. Y'all know. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but us girls knows how that works, right? We know how that works. We know that you get in a fight with one of your girlfriends and you become best friends with somebody else. What are you going to do? You're going to tell this other person, your new friend, why you and your last best friend had a falling out. I don't know, Tracy. I'd have to look. I'd like to know how long Dawn really worked that. We would all like to know that, Sandy. So that kind of, if that was true, it showed some sort of an abuse toward the boys on Candace's part. And Leslie said that Grandma and Candace just laughed about it, which shows some form of sadistivity. And we all know what sadistivity is. Sadism, right? Allie claims to have repeatedly went to Walmart, spent her own money on Candace and the kids, but Candace wasn't allowed in Walmart. I've said that before. When Allie talked about going and buying all these groceries and things for $110, what we need to remember about that is Allie was staying there. Her and her children were staying there. So I don't think it hurt that she went and bought food because Jose stayed there because of Allie, right? I don't know how it worked out like that, and I think I've heard Andrew talk about it, but Jose actually stayed there to stay with Allie, and they stayed at Candace's. Really weird shit. Allie said the boys would only eat dollar store pizza. Well, they went to the dollar store a lot. There was a blue truck being moved on the Wells property. They did have a blue truck. Said Dawn seemed okay at first, but she didn't know him. Dawn acting weird on Facebook, spewing religious. And of course, we know Grandbun did not like her at all. I've talked before about the CPS worker who had sent some information to Ziggy. But we cannot prove that that person is who they say they are. At all. I know, I love Eve. I love you, Eve. And I'm sorry I didn't text you when I went live today. But I know that you come in and you put everything in, and I just kind of wanted to give you a break and just let you pop in when you wanted. I say that about my mods. I don't know how other creators do it, but my mods are not obligated to be here when I go live. They are not obligated to do anything. But I'm going to go back because I need to look. On my live yesterday, there was someone named Jiggy, and then this guy named Jose popped in. I don't know who these people were, but I didn't have a chance to check and see what they had going on, on YouTube. So I got to go back and look at that. I don't know if those people were even legit. And I don't believe I've gotten any emails from Jose, but I will check really quick. Oh shit. Hang on, guys. I freaking lost you somehow. Hang on, don't go away. Oh my goodness, I lost you guys there for a minute. I lost you. I couldn't find you. I was scared. I was so scared. Let's see. Nope. There is no Jose emails. So I would say them people were just coming into my chat to I don't know what they thought they were doing. At all. Don't know what they thought they were doing. Hey, Bootsy777. And this person's Cinderella-ment. I don't know who that person is. They showed up in my chat a couple times, but I've kind of eye-spied them on another channel, and I kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But everything that I see them saying seems like they're trying to cause a problem. I seen them in one chat, and they were telling the creator that somebody had did this or somebody had did that, and I'm like, that's not cool for me to somewhat, have somebody go around and, pick at people for sure. Hey, flies. You guys, it cracked me up. I was seeing where, I'll just say this creator was going live, and I usually don't watch that creator that much, but they were talking about another creator that I know. And then I was confused because this other creator has to go by this other name for a few days till it switches back, and I'm like, who the hell am I actually watching? It was confusing. You think it's well, if it's one of Cinderella's sister, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, they seem like a lot of trouble. And then, that Jiggy was like, I need help on my house, Jose. You going to come and help me since you just got out of jail? And I'm like, if you guys are just fucking around, you really shouldn't put that on a creator or on a chat, to be, you know, to have to be worried about an older woman, right? Because she let us all know she was an older woman. And this person who supposedly just gets out of jail pops up in my chat. And I was like, that's not really cool. Because I was like, how do you know Jose, Jiggy? And oh, from chats. And I'm like, I've really never seen either one of you in chats. So it was probably just somebody coming over to fuck with my chat, you know. But I'm the type of person, I'm like, if that really would have been the case, then with Jiggy being in my chat, it almost made me feel responsible to make sure that she wasn't getting taken advantage of, because that's the type of person I am. So whatever happens to Jiggy, it ain't on my channel, you know. Oh, that's what it is, Lucy Cat. Why didn't you tell me that yesterday? I could have nipped that in the bud real quick. I just don't like being put in that position. Technicolor slippers. Well, I just knew that when they came into my chat, they automatically started talking about people who were talking about Justin, because Justin was in my chat. And I was like, you're not going to do that in here. Go somewhere else and do whatever. But, Justin was in here and they were like, oh, so and so said this about you. And I was like, oh, well, just please don't do it over here. I just don't like a lot of drama started over here. That's all it is. For sure. Oh, you missed the Jose part. Well, Jose came into my chat, said he just got out of jail. I was like, dude, if it had anything to do with children, please see your way out of my chat. And he was like, no. I was like, do you mind emailing me? Because I was going to question the fact that, just because you know this older woman in chat, somebody needs to make sure you're authentic. But I'm sure it was just a couple people fucking around in my chat. So, and usually if it's coming from over in that area, I would have known right away that it was bullshit. For sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, JPL, I mean, this is my channel. If somebody's in my chat and shit like that's going on, I don't know who he was supposed to be, but I'll find out because I'm going to check my live from yesterday and pull up and see exactly who they are on YouTube. I just haven't had time to do it yet. So, all right. We'll do one more thing. I don't know if this is the whole writing that I did, the new one for summer. But I will say this about YouTube. If you're upset with a creator, email them. Email them or don't watch them. It's very easy just to not watch somebody, right? But instead, people go through this, well, I'm going to copyright strike you. Well, I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to do that. And it's like, just don't watch. Don't watch them people. But I've just gotten where I'm just going over my writings a little bit. But I still say, I just feel like Dawn was home that day. But I would love to know if Candace really did write that letter that Justin had on his channel. If she really did write it, what has she done that would make her feel like she would be the one to go to jail? What have you done, Candace? Tell you what, Candace, you tell me the truth, I'll pay for you to go to the doctor and get your fucked up ankle looked at. How's that? I offered to get you a private plane to bring you back from Arkansas to Tennessee. I was even going to make sure it had plenty of liquor on there for you. Well, you didn't want to do that because I told you I'd have a car waiting to take you to the TBI office. Not anywhere else. But your story, your little script about what happened that day, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that there was a dozen dogs that just wandered away from there that day. I'm not buying it. Sorry. But how can you, I mean, we know it has to be a script. How do you tell? It's like the same story over and over and over. A fucked up ankle from 2021. Yeah, because, sorry, you guys, my dog's barking. Here, I'm going to go hush her up for a second. Excuse me. That's so funny. I went in there and I was like, Rainy, stop. And Todd was like, I tried to get her to be quiet. I was like, I never heard you say, girl, you need to be quiet. He's off today. Way too many inconsistencies, along with way too much criminal past behavior. Children history is poor as a parent as well. You know, they're never going to tell us the truth. Even, and knock on wood, that one day they do get charged with something, right? Something. I'm really hoping that law enforcement is definitely making sure that their I's are dotted and their T's are crossed. For sure. Thank you, JPL. They knew CBS was going to take those kids. They gave her to someone. I just believe all this has something to do with CPS coming to their life. Both of them knew about their destruction. Yeah, they know a lot about CPS and stuff because their media manager. Their media manager done it. Me too, Justin. You better believe. It's so weird to me. I mean, believe me, my grandkids are on my mind 24/7. And Summer's right there. When I think of my grandkids, I think of Summer too. It's like she's my grandchild too. And if I ever had the possibility to do something for her, I would do it. But as of right now, all I can do is, go over these interviews and look at how dysfunctional it all is. Not only the DV but them as parents. And I do believe what I heard, and I'm gonna get off here in a minute. I think Lips is wanting to do something. She's wanting me to come over there and do something with her, but I don't understand so much of it. So much of it. I forgot what I was gonna say. That's why I had to give myself a minute. Y'all 420 in it. Are you blowing that in my monitor again? We will we will never know what happened, truly happened on June 15, 2021. Story doesn't make sense. Not to the public anyway. Hawkins County saying they have done everything humanly possible to find Summer, keeping information close to the vest. They are keeping information close to the vest. Hey, Kim. Michelle. Yes, Kim. Here we give opinions and theories, and it's good that you have your own opinion and theory. We like that over here. Yeah, Candalee. I'm sorry, honey, you were depressed. Don was always trying to backpedal with Cher. Well, it sounds like he's saying the same thing he's been saying all along. Because that's what he said all along, that he only tried to spend time with good people. Good Christian people. That's what he said. So law enforcement holding information close to the vest. Emotions running high in all departments. Social media and around the world. Everyone wants to know where's Summer. The cast of characters who have inserted themselves, who have been inserted or have inserted themselves into this case are overwhelming. The wells turning to social media, Facebook and YouTube, to what they say was to get Summer's name out there. Thus began the chaos. Living a life of fuel-driven drama. This is very true. Living a life of fuel-driven drama, each parent trying to get the most attention and both showing us a world that most of us are not accustomed to. Only the people closest to her can tell us about her. Being only 5 years old, she didn't have any information that could be looked at, such as driver's license, bank statements. She hadn't started school, so no records could even be acquired there. The few people close to her made their best attempts to normalize her life, with the script being written, frequent changes, the slip-ups and blatant lies, plus the overabundance of unanswered questions makes it seem never-ending. Finding Summer Moon Utah wells has been a priority in so many people's lives. People all over the world spending months and months to try to create a narrative. The number of people speaking on the case were in the hundreds, and it seems social media, true crime communities were on high alert for even the smallest tidbit of information, keeping phone calls and texts from the wells, which they have released throughout this investigation. What I meant by that was there were phone calls with Dawn and Candace that some creators who had gotten in the very beginning that they waited to release at a later time. That happens. That's creators creating. Plus, sometimes maybe some of, maybe some of the information that they had didn't make sense to them back then. And then later on, something else would come out, and guess what? It would fit with what they already had. That happened a lot. A lot. Tensions running high, emotions from laughing to crying, and most saying, if you don't flip flop on who to suspect, then you're not paying attention. Where's this little girl? To help find her, we must go into her world, not our world. We must go into her world. Family, friends, church, and community were all we had to bring light on Summer's life. Her family tried to normalize a life that was far from it, and anyone who ventured into that world left it traumatized in so many different ways. Just another little snippet there. A lot of us were traumatized by them bringing us into their world. So, I have to say because even though a lot of us do believe things were happening to Summer and her brothers, we just have no proof. Hopefully, law enforcement does. And sometimes, and I hate to say this because I know I would love to wake up in the morning and find out that, we have some news on Summer's case, but it may take a long time. You can't expect 3 boys who, from all accounts, it's said by a lot of people that there was severe abuse and things going on in the home. Like I said, we have no proof of it. But that's what's in our minds. That is what's in our minds. And to hear the way that Dawn would say things that he, in his mind, these are things possibly that could have happened to her. That's very traumatizing for us as a community who was, we gave our heart in our lives to Summer to try to find whatever we could find to help in some sort of way. But the boys, it could take a long time for them to speak. It could take a long time for them to be able to, tell individuals that they've never known. They were given to people they did not know. The family wouldn't take them. The church wouldn't take them. Why? When children are taken away from their parents, CPS does try to find family members to take the children because they say that it helps. It does help to an extent when, they're put back in the family situation with their parents. But nobody would take the boys. The church wouldn't even take them. Why not? Why not? If they thought the parents were not guilty, why wouldn't they have taken the boys with the expectation that the boys would be going back home rather quickly? Oh my gosh, green eyes. Oh, I know, Justin. It's sad because we do get depressed. I'm the type of person, really, I don't get anxious and don't have a lot of anxiety and stuff. And that's just the way that I am. And it was really weird to me. And I hate to even say this, that the morning that Nana's family found her, my anxiety was through the roof. And I couldn't figure out why. And it was like just the way that I was feeling. And she kept being on my mind. And well, I'll tell you, this is truth. Nana would pick at me. She picked at me and picked at me and picked at me. For some reason that day, my anxiety was just so high. And I just kept thinking about that stuff. And it bothered me. I said something on my live. I can't even remember. I mean, I would never disrespect her and call her names and stuff like that. But I think I said a little bit about that situation between her and I. And I was so glad when somebody called me and we reminisced about the time that we had with her and what a great time that we had. And I needed that so bad. I needed that. Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of disgusting that anybody, no matter how they felt about her or anybody else that on social media that may be ill or something happens to, why would you do a video? And I look, I see where White Boy was coming from. He was using her as an example. He should have never done that. He could have made his point perfectly clear without even bringing her or her family into it. Okay? Bottom line. Bottom line. Can't help think this case sounds so familiar. I still say this, you guys. Dawn and Candace were they were looking at other missing children's cases and stuff. Some of the things that they have said over time, I should talk about it, is things that were said and done in other missing children's cases. For sure. Yeah, the church didn't step up for the boys at all. But Dawn and Candace has pretty much stuck themselves in that position. All right, you guys know I got OCD, so I have 15 minutes. Anybody can grab it. We'll talk about whatever you want. I got 15 minutes, and then I'm getting off here, and I have to get a hold of Liv and see what she's wanting to talk about on her live, because I told her I would come over there. She had a dentist appointment, so she must have came back when she came into chat. There's Eve.
Eve.
Hi,
Hi,
darling.
darling.
How
You
many
got-
come?
You got
You
your
got your
YouTube on?
YouTube on?
No.
You're echoing.
You're echoing.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come back up.
All right, darling.
All right, darling.
All right, Eve's gonna come back up. She echoes sometimes, but we love Eve. Yeah, Don did hate CPS. He hated him. Look, I did some of my readings. Don thought CPS was great. He thought CPS was just great. They were fantastic people. Just like Ronnie Lawson. Ronnie Lawson was the best guy in the world. Ronnie Lawson was a good guy, for sure. And look, now he just wants to talk about him. Welfare checks and people are missing, so they have to make up stories of the kids. What do you mean? There you go,
There you
babe.
go, babe.
I got some good news about my knee.
What?
What?
We finally got me a doctor. I have appointment Tuesday.
Great.
Great.
So we got me. So then I'll find out about when they're going to do the surgery and stuff.
So you're getting
So you're getting
surgery done?
surgery done?
Yeah, we have my knee replacement done because remember it broke. Remember I told you.
Right.
Right.
And so so he's going to I'm gonna have my knee redone, and so I'll find out Tuesday who my new surgeon's going to be. Then I gotta go and see him. So
Well, you better
everything's
keep
Better
starting to
me
look
keep
up
posted.
again.
Keep me
Keep me
posted on it.
posted on it.
I will, honey.
I'm
How
gonna
you
send
doing
I'm gonna
today?
send.
I'm gonna
I'm
send
gonna
you a
send
bunch
you a
of
bunch of
flowers.
flowers.
How you doing today, honey?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
pretty good
I'm
Pretty
glad to
good
hear that.
today.
Yeah, look, I've been on YouTube 3 times today looking for you, and didn't see nothing scheduled. So
No, it's
No,
okay.
it's okay.
Lips wanted me
Lips
to
wanted
come
me
on
to
her
come on her
panel.
panel.
yeah, I know that. I'm just gonna be up here for a minute. I just want to let you know.
Oh yeah,
Oh
she
yeah, she
had to go to
had
the
to go to the
dentist or
dentist
something,
or
so
something, so
I wanted to get
I
my
wanted to get
watch
my
hour
watch
time
hour
in.
time in.
Thinking about
Thinking
watch
about
dad
watch
would
dad
be at
would be at
Fred's
Fred's
house
house
without
without
Fred there.
Fred there.
Surely you had a
Surely you
phone
had
to
a phone
call
to
before
call
coming to
before
make
coming to
sure.
make sure.
That's
That's a
very
very
interesting,
interesting
funny
funny
face.
face.
Hey, Grace.
Hey, Grace.
Well, everybody else
Everybody
was
else
paying
was
their
paying
child
their child
support.
support.
Everybody else was
Everybody else
paying
was
it.
paying it.
We're sounding
We're
like an
sounding like an
airport.
airport.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
I
why
don't know
it's
why it's
echoing,
echoing,
but it is.
but it is.
So welcome
So
to the
welcome to the
airport.
airport.
Well, like I said, honey, I just wanted to come up for a minute. I'm gonna leave
Well,
now.
Well,
I love
I
you,
love
Eve.
you, Eve.
I love you too, man. Come.
All right,
All
honey.
right, honey.
Oh, thank you, Eve. I adore you. You know that. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye out. Eve's getting ready to go in for a knee replacement. And it shouldn't be echoing now, Candily. It's all good. I'm going to send Eve so many flowers. Where she gets the knee replacement done, they're going to be like, girl, do you own a flower shop? We definitely will. I adore Eve. She's the sweetest person. Just the sweetest person. But we will keep up with Eve for sure. You know we will, Eve. Hey, Brown Girl 72 again. Yeah, you guys, I have OCD. I cannot. If I've got 15 minutes left, I'm like, okay, I can't. I'm just not going to end it. I got to go. I got to get through that 15 minutes. Well, Green Eyes, definitely share it someday when you feel like you can, for sure. She is a sweet soul for sure, Justin. In the end of all this, in my opinion, this will come down to three people, one main person, and the other, like Fred, are just distraction. I kind of agree with you, AC, because don't you think that do you think that, like I said, I can't say if Don and Candace are innocent or guilty, but the thing about it is, it's like even though, like Donna say things about Fred and stuff, and Fred will say things too, that people in that holler actually know the truth. Definitely JPL. Believe me, she's definitely up there. If Summer is up there, she is up there with Nana, for sure. But yeah, wherever you decide to share that, you definitely do it, Green Eyes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hello, honey.
What's up?
Nothing. I am, you're going to laugh. I'm making dinner.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Stuffed chicken breast, mashed potatoes, and California vegetables.
My doctor this morning, I really like her. She's a nice lady. And she was telling me her sister's got a YouTube channel. And I haven't found it yet, but yeah, I can't remember what the name was. Kai something. But she does kind of like Days 276 does, and she does like Bible readings and stuff like that. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Nice. Try to find the name of it.
But yeah, I did my MRI over at the thing. It was so easy. But yesterday when I started my live, I was telling people how messed up the pre-registration and crap was.
Well, I missed like you said, I missed like the first hour of your
Right.
live, and then I missed the last 10 minutes.
Right.
I was a little bit busy yesterday. I normally am not.
Yeah,
So they
I
put
don't.
you in feet first?
Yeah.
Good.
And they put my head on pillows. They gave me the headphones to listen to music.
Nice.
They was rocking out with some Kenny G and it went really good. It went really good.
A lot better than getting the cage face.
Oh my gosh. I was telling them about that and they were like, and I was like, because I'm so small and I was so scrunched up, I told him, I said, I honestly they think they put me in an MRI machine for kids. That's the way it felt. The top of that thing was like an inch from my face.
Oh, yeah. What'd they say? Did they agree?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were like, that sounds really strange. And I was like, well, I'm never going back there. Even when I went to the doctor, I told the doctor, I was like, look, I even told the office girl, if somebody needs an MRI, you might want to send them over there.
Yeah.
If they live in the area for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
at least you went on the right day.
Yeah, definitely. Well, see, they didn't my doctor, they don't want to sedate you for anything anymore. I'm getting ready to go on September 22nd. I've got to go get an injection in my back. And they will not even give a Valium for that anymore.
My doctor for a back injection,
yeah,
they give you a little bit of fentanyl and Versed.
Nope. Supposedly this guy gives you nothing, doesn't want you to take anything.
Wow.
But then it was weird because she was like, okay, he wants to schedule you for a what is it when they gosh, I feel so stupid. When what they do to pregnant women, they give it to them in their back.
Epidural.
Yeah, she was like, you we're gonna schedule you for an epidural. I said, why? Why would you schedule me for an epidural?
Yeah.
I said, am I even gonna be able to walk? Because I thought, why are you giving me an epidural?
That doesn't
And
make sense.
and she was like, and so I was asking her about it, and I said, oh, they can give me the back injections, but no, I don't need an epidural.
Are they? Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
That's
Moon Rain, this guy is, I think, rather sadistic, in my opinion.
my
I
God. When I just went, what was it, a month ago to have that hip injection? They gave me a little mix of fentanyl and Versed to do that. And it was so easy that I probably didn't need it.
Right. Well, I'm really freaky about getting stuff like that. For some reason, I get panicky when they, sedate me any, any way like that. Now, usually when I would get the back injections, the doctor who did it, she always did them for like 4 years.
Uh
So
huh.
I was really used to what, her doing them and everything. And I did get to where I didn't need to take a Valium with it. But
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a new person. And she was like, oh, he'll talk to you. And I'm like, I don't need somebody to talk to me. Just freaking do it.
Back when I was real sick with the aneurysm in my brain, the I had to go get a spinal tap done. I had 3 spinal taps. This
Right.
the first spinal tap I had done. This guy, he walked me through it. It was so good. He was so calm and nice. You know, but until he got creepy. And then the creepy part came is he said they took off 30 cc's of spinal fluid. That's how much buildup I had.
Wow.
30 cc's. He lifts the vial up and he shows it to me and says, "Isn't this the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life?"
Wow.
And I'm like, it's just clear liquid, your spinal fluid is. And but I wasn't agreeing with the sentiment there. I was just like, come on, come on, come on. He said, "This is the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen."
I used to help, actually, he was my lung doctor before he retired, but I used to help him do those. I would go in the room with him and prep everything for him to do them. And
To do the spinal taps.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
so I used to hold people's hands and I'd be like, squeeze the crap out of it. Yeah, that's the thing, you guys. These parents, they didn't know their child enough to even tell us anything about her.
Right.
It was very, very sad. It just made none of it's made any sense. And I just hope that law enforcement, when they finally do tell us something, that we see some people in handcuffs.
I
And
hope so. It's
that kind of
time.
gets me because I kind of, any of these psychics that you listen to, and it's like, okay, I see somebody getting arrested. And when they do, and I'm like, I could have said that. I'm not even psychic. Somebody will get arrested and talk about it. Well, the only one who's got arrested so far that we know that's even talked, even if it's not true, is Fred.
It's Fred.
We don't, the other people, of course, who were arrested doesn't have a friend on YouTube who can give them money and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to pay any of them to get any information out of any of them because they're in jail. I don't
Yeah.
trust people in jail.
Heck no.
But I can tell you that, that whole situation with friend Ziggy, of course, people are going to want money. They're
Right.
going to want money. And those people who were around on that video call that day watched him talking about easily getting money from this person on YouTube.
Yeah, and they're thinking money, 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 money bags.
Yeah. And also, I know back in the day, I don't know about now, but when you would write somebody in prison, these guys would have 3 or 4 or 5 people writing them at the same time, and
Yeah.
they would just pass your letter on down to the next guy. Here you go. Here you go. You never really knew who was reading your letters or who was even writing you back,
Exactly.
for sure.
Crazy chicken lady said, "You mean no love after lockup?"
Yeah, no love after lockup, for sure.
Sounds like an MTV show.
Well, not change the subject, but I just couldn't believe that, people on social media was being so horribly mean to Paris Jackson. That was horrible.
They always are. They do it
Well,
every year.
the thing about it is they are Jehovah's Witness. They don't celebrate birthdays, but they acted like because she didn't post anything on social media, that she was a horrible person. And it's like, do these people not have a right to any privacy of their own?
Exactly. That it's always been that way, and it's forever going to be that way, especially with him.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me
Sad.
see. I got something right here maybe we could look at really quick. Just hold on, you whippersnappers.
You whippersnappers.
Whippersnappers. Let's see. All right. This is from Bristol, Virginia. A woman was arrested after police said she left her child in the vehicle while at the Bristol casino. The Bristol, Virginia Police Department charged Jasmine Selinsky, 24, of Irwin with abuse and neglect of children. So was there more than one? Officers
Wow.
responded to the casino Thursday morning after security found a 3-year-old child unattended in a vehicle just before 9 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
The mother was reportedly located inside the casino. Police said Selinsky arrived at the casino at 7:53. Okay, so that was 2 hours, right?
Wow.
Yeah, didn't I say they found the child at 9? Yeah, 9 a.m. and left her child alone inside the locked vehicle. Selinsky was arrested and taken to the Southwest Virginia Regional Jail in Abingdon, where she is being held without bond. Police said the Department of Children's Services was notified and the child was released to the custody of a relative. The child was not hurt. Well, thank goodness.
I swear. Ugh. Some people don't need to have kids.
No, they don't. That happens more than we think. People going in the casino and stuff and leaving their kids out in the.
Hmm.
Did you hear Eve say she's seeing the doctor for her knee replacement?
Yes, I did. I did hear. I didn't hear when though.
I think she said Tuesday. She sees the doctor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, is that
Awesome.
where Kraken Cases live? I didn't know exactly where they live.
They live in Bristol.
That person, Birdie, that they arrested with all those child charges. Yeah, that's craziness. They arrested him on, I think, drugs and weapons charges, and then after they arrested him, they found all this stuff on his computer and stuff like that. I just can't
Oh,
remember off the top of my head what his name was.
wow.
Don Wells says everybody's a snitch. Remember, don't forget,
Of
everybody's a snitch.
course.
So Tuesday at 2:30, she said.
Okay, good.
We will be
Good.
keeping an eye on you, Miss Eve.
Yes, definitely. Maybe she can get
Well,
that fixed and get some mobility back.
I'm gonna pop off here. I got a few things I need to do, and I don't know if Lips wants me to come over there or not. I don't know what she's doing.
I saw her write something in chat about live streaming a live stream.
I don't know if she wanted me to live stream her. I mean, I could guess, look and see if she's on, I guess. I just didn't want to talk about what she's wanting to talk about, because that's her stuff she's wanting to talk about.
Right.
Um,
Justin will be live at 7. I'll be there, Justin.
I'm always around, Justin. I may not come into chat, but I'm always around. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's live right now.
She said something about live in your live stream.
No. No, I won't live stream or live stream.
Yeah. I don't
There's
like
a reason for that, too.
Yep.
No.
Okay, Grace, I'll see you there too.
All right, girls, I'm going to get off here. Thank you, everybody, for popping in today. And I appreciate y'all. I really do.
Well, thank you for another great live.
Well, thanks. This one was kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I figured we could talk about anything, but
Yeah.
I always enjoy reading my writings to everybody,
Oh, I
though.
know. I love it. Everybody loves it, Mary.
I really do.
Because
And
we know it comes from your heart. It's
It
very
does.
good writing. It's
It
very
does.
well put together.
Well, I try. I'll just be happy when I produce the whole kit and caboodle of it and get it out there.
Right.
So
Okay, well, I will jump down so you can get going. Thanks
all right.
for having me up, girl.
Later, girl. Go eat.
Later.
Bye. All right, Lucy Cat's gone. All right, let me go over here and see what the crap Lips is doing. I'm not sure what she's doing. I didn't want to talk about it on this channel because she'd have got mad. I don't want her getting mad at me. Okay, thank you, Birdie. Thank you, Eve. I adore you. We're going to keep up with you. Thank you, Justin, for popping in. Thanks to everybody for popping in. You guys know it don't cost a dime to be kind. And if you got to get a little feisty, you go right ahead and do it. I do appreciate you guys. I just appreciate, everybody being so kind to me about my writing and stuff. It means a lot to me. I want you guys to know that. So thank you, subs, and I will see you all again here real soon, I promise. Thank you, Janice. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you guys. And like I always say, I appreciate everybody so much for being able to come into my chat. Everybody's respectful of each other. We all have our own opinions and theories, and I want to be the type of channel that you can come over here and state how you feel, without any consequences whatsoever. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys for that. You guys are the ones who do that. So, and don't forget, please pray for Nana's family. Okay. Go over there. Still, I hope it's up where you guys can say good things. And, yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's right to use something like that as an example for Don and Candace. I'm sorry. I don't. Just my opinion. All right. Thank you guys. Justin, I'm always watching behind the scenes. For sure. I'm watching you. All right. Later, you guys. Have a great night.